Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about Manticore. I'm just going to go over it tonight. Probably tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to actually install this thing. I was directed to Manticore by a viewer, and I know he's very interested in seeing how it's installed. And I saw another comment that I have to respond to. Another gentleman said on one of the videos, so I don't see, where are you installing whatever it was for that video. And I think what might work better and give you more value as a viewer is if when I'm trying to get this stuff set up, if I just record it and then pull out the good bits and let you, so I'm not wasting your time with fumbling, but you can actually see how and what. So I think we're going to try that approach as we move forward on different videos. Now Manticore is a tool that it's a security tool, and I think this article here, Mr. Singh, that Mr. Singh wrote, it talks a lot about security. Now remember, when you're dealing with smart contracts or crypto or things of that nature, tokens, you could have a lot of money involved, right? Someone can be transferring thousands of dollars or even more between one wallet and another. They can have a contract, that the smart contract that's worth a fair amount of money. Think about some of these NFTs. So security is important, and Manticore is designed to help you do that. And they talk about this article talks about the different problems, external untrusted, reentry. He talks about some of the attacks and, denial of service, code injection, different things. And Manticore is designed to help you find those vulnerabilities. I just started looking at it, and we're going to probably be exploring it together so it can detect crashes, state exploration, let's see. And it's written in Python, and here's their GitHub. Is this the Git where you can install? No, this is just talking. This is the one I think is what we want. Or is there another one? There is one where they discuss how to install it. Yeah, this is it. Installation. So you have a number of options. They recommend a virtual environment. I'm going to talk about that in a second. You can do with extra dependencies needed to execute native binaries. So this is the easiest way. You can also use their nightly development build by, I think this pre. You can do it from their master branch. So you can use Docker. They do recommend that you do it in a separate environment. Now, what we did do, and let me show you here, is, let me bring this up, is VirtualBox. So what this lets you do, I already have one Ubuntu 20.4 running. This lets you create a separate virtual machine. I think we've discussed this before. The nice thing is we can bring it up 20.4 pure, don't have a lot of other stuff on it, and it avoids conflicts. And Also, the reason I even started doing this is, if you recall, when we were trying to install Radix DLT, it was not happy with 21. So I put this on. I actually did that on one of my other machines. I set up the VM, and this allowed me to run 20.4, and we got everything working. So I think what I'm going to do is set up another second Ubuntu that's smaller, because this I particularly gave it some extra space, but I think we don't need a particularly big one. I think Docker would probably do the same thing, because it's a separate, when we ran Docker, you see it's a separate little, its own little separate environment. So I think that's another option as well if you're a Docker person. So they talk about usage, and again, this is a fairly involved, appears to be a fairly involved program, and you can, I guess, use different solvers. So there's a lot here. They have a paper. I'm going to put the link to this in the notes. You also have this article talks about various things, native. So let's see, getting started. So this lets you analyze a native binary. So that's interesting. I guess that would be the binary that's produced when you get all those bits that come out when you compile your code. So, well, of course it is. That's what binary it is. Anyway, so we're going to be having a look at this. I think there's a lot here. So I think this will give us some good material. And again, when you're putting something in real production, security is important, because there could be a lot of money involved, there could be sensitive information involved, etc., etc., etc. So, but before I finish on a total tangent that's unrelated, especially for those of you in the U.S., they're actually playing the Field of Dreams game tonight. They built a proper baseball stadium, well, a state with something that was suitable to have fans, right next to the movie set. This was a movie, if you're not familiar with it, I think it's about 30 years ago, they came out with a movie about a farmer in Iowa who builds a baseball field in his cornfield, and the 1919 White Sox and all these famous players come out of the cornfield and to play on this ball field, and the whole line from was, "If you build it, they will come." So it was the story I heard is it was that after they filmed the movie, the thought was, oh, we're just going to turn it back into a cornfield. Well, so many people came to start seeing it, it became a tourist attraction, and they've maintained it all these 30 years. And then they just decided to build this suitable for a proper game, for an MLB game stadium right next to it. And I just got to see the beginning. It was really cool. You see the Yankees versus the White Sox, the Yankees, New York Yankees, Chicago White Sox, and they come out of the corn onto the field, and the star of the movie, Kevin Costner, was there, shook all their hands and gave a little speech. So really cool. Totally off topic, but it's so cool I had to mention it. Anyway, that's pretty much all for now. We will get started on this. I'd like to thank the viewer who turned me on to this, because I think this will be valuable. Anyway, if you find this helpful, please subscribe to the channel, give a like, ring the bell to get further videos, and tell your friends who might be interested. And I will speak to you next time.